Hey everyone, Tony here for the Civ Sim channel, bringing you another exciting War Thunder video. This time we're going to be taking up the XF5F Skyrocket in a dynamic campaign. A lot of people have been asking, how do you find the XF5F? It is one of the aircraft that is currently going to be one of the special aircraft that you can get by going for the War Thunder Winter Magic missions. And some people are wondering, how do you find this aircraft? Well, basically, and I will demonstrate that in a little bit, but let's start it up. And the reason why I'm going to start this up is because I don't want to have to try and find it again. Because one of the things with dynamic campaign is the aircraft switch. You have to go back and forth. And so when I demonstrate it, I want to demonstrate it a little bit properly. But first of all, let's just get the aircraft going and see how it handles in dynamic campaign. Now, one of the interesting about the dynamic campaign is you can also find aircraft like the Wirraway and the Boomerang in dynamic campaign, as well as along with other premium aircraft. So, and I will demonstrate that in just a little bit about how lovely dynamic campaign can be. All right, let's start her up. Oops. So we do have some cannons. There we go. There's an AI version. Let's check out the cockpit. So this is what the cockpit's gonna look like. And there's some AI over there. It's a little bit foggy. Alright, well, let's take off. Let's see how we do. So we're airborne. Gear up. Check out the cockpit again. Again, lovely cockpit. So here we are. Actually, let's see if I can't take out the well, there are enemies in here, so Japan. Let's see if we can't find the marker. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be foggy or not. There we go. So in dynamic campaigns, along with the historical campaign, you will get just like if during the it's kind of like for those of you, when you first started the game, you'd have to go through these waypoints. Here we go. Formation of the these what are they called again? XF5Fs. There we go, which are similar to the XP50s. Again, going against these Japanese Zeros in the fog. So, alright, let's just skip it and just get to the action here. There we go, there's our enemy in the fog, some A6M3s. Let's see how this handles. Again, this is probably going to be between, I'm going to say between a tier 2 and a tier 4 aircraft. It depends on what level the A6M3 is, but then again, you have in historical mode, you tend to get aircrafts of different tiers going in, but I would say it's definitely probably between those two tiers. It's not a tier 5 because that's a jet, and it's very likely not going to be a tier 1. So let's see here. Now I'm not sure. Now again, this is in realistic settings or historical battle settings. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a boom. Let's see here. Oop. Let's see here. Yep, definitely not a turn fighter, I don't think. So let's just boom and zoom with this thing. Again, I'm not sure if this flight model is going to accurately express what the full potential is. Ooh, someone's on me. One of the AIs. And flying in the fog is not that easy. Got lots of enemies over here. Let's see. So yeah, definitely not a turn aircraft. That's for sure. This plane's definitely probably gonna be a boom and zoom type aircraft. Let's see. Yeah, definitely not. Nope, already out of. So it doesn't seem to have that many loads of ammo, that's for sure. Let's see. hard in the fog. Yep. Oh, let's see. Let's try with the flaps at combat. That might help a little. Oh. Again, got lots of them in the fog here. But yeah, this definitely seems like it's going to be more or less a boom and zoom type plane. Oh. Probably shot down by the AI here. There we go. So we got 120 rounds for the cannon. So that's not that many actually. Now I'm not sure if it's just because of this mode, if it's going to have more in the when it actually comes out, but that will be very interesting. So the cannon kind of sounds like a British cannon, so I'm guessing that might be a Hispano cannon, I think, or at least it sounds like it. Let's see here. Yeah, it's very hard to see these things in the fog here. I should have double checked my settings. Yeah, this is a bad example of doing it in the fog. Let's see. Okay, stay still, you Japanese. Let's see, Bryson. Yeah, you could definitely see that you're gonna want to make sure you have some good. If this is the correct ammo load on this aircraft, then you're going to want to make sure that that you fire. You know that you're really got him. And not doing what I'm doing. Alright, well, let's jump out of this. Let's return to the hangar. We'll go see something, for example. We'll go test out the old dynamic campaign and see how accurate those ammo loads outs are. And that's very easy to do because we're going to do it with the Wirraway, which I actually have. So we're actually going to do that and see what happens. There we go. Oops, what's that? Oh, the New Year challenge thing. Not sure why that popped up. By the way, that is the challenge to get that aircraft. Alright, let's check out this for just a second. And check out the British. Where is it? Alright, so let's look at the Wirraway, which I've seen in there. So Wirraway has, make sure I write this down. It has, let's see, 1,300 for the machine gun. And it has 567 for the cannon. Alright, now let's go back to Dynamic Campaign. Again, you can find it by going to Menu, Dynamic Campaign, and we're going to go back to Pearl Harbor. And we're going to go to, let's try 1941 because I've seen it in 1941. Now, one of the things I have noticed with Dynamic Campaign is the aircraft tend to switch around. So sometimes, like, for example, here we're in 1941 and the skyrocket's there, and it wasn't prior. So the aircraft do tend to switch on you. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're trying to. Sometimes you have to go in and go out until you find it. Sometimes. Let's see here. Ah, there we go, the Wirraway. Alright, let's start. Don't really care. So we're going to take up the premium Wirraway, which you can also get in Dynamic Campaign, along with, I believe, one of the boomerangs in this, and I'm sure there are other premium aircraft that you can test out. I am not sure if the what's that bomber called? The TB3. I don't think the TB3 is. I was checking the forums, and they were saying that it is not in it. So, but I might go and look for it. I haven't found it though so far, so they might be right. So, all right, let's just check out the ammo for this. All right. And you gotta run it down. Nope, I gun jam. Now that's interesting on this. So the ammo loadout is probably different because on mine it did have cannons. So the loadout is probably not what's actually going to be on the thing. Of course, this one's carrying some bombs. So 1,000. Yeah, it has less ammunition. I pronounced that completely off, but oh well. You get what I mean, and this one's actually carrying a bomb. So, I'm not sure what the bomb payload is for this. So, it's probably safe to say that the payloads are quite different. Let's just grab these. Oh, yep, that was a bad idea. But it's probably safe to say that the payload is not the same. There we go. And got some great effects on the ground where the bombs hit. There we go. Look at that. Awesome effects. I really do like that. But no cannon. Alright. Let's return to the hangar. Actually, hold up. Options. No, I don't think you can change the payload. I believe it's just specific to the mission. But again, that only had the regular bullets, if you will, not the cannon rounds. So let's check the Wirraway out again, and let's see what the ammo is. But again, not sure why that keeps popping up. So again, let's exile dynamic campaign, Pearl Harbor. And let's check. Whoops, I did not want the Japanese. There we go. Let's check our Wirraway again. You know what? Let's see, turret. I did not have a cannon. I did have the 7.7. Alright. Turret. This actually has a turret? Did not realize that. Oh, it does. Oh, okay, so it didn't have cannons. Alright. Well, derpy derp. Let's see here. So how many bullets did it have? I was thinking, at first when I was saying bullet cannon rounds that it wasn't. So, yeah, 1,300. It looks like this is actually going to be the correct payload then for armament. Yep. Derpy derp. Thought that was cannon first. I don't know why. Oh, I saw Vickers, and that's what I was thinking. Vickers cannon, because on the Typhoon. Oh no, it's the hand. What am I thinking Vickers for? Spano cannon. That's why I was thinking. Yep. When I looked at that, I thought the Vickers cannon because I was thinking of the Tempest. But no, it's just machine gun. I was gonna say, hold on, that isn't. And what were the bombs? This can carry bombs, right? Yes, it can. So it's safe to say that that will be the accurate, very likely the accurate flight model of the XPF or XF. Forget it. It's the cousin to this thing, the XP50. Let's actually take, speaking of the XP50, on a test flight. Over, ironically enough, Pearl Harbor, once again. Now, from what I've understood, is the XP50 and the XF5F are actually very related. Granted, they do look the same. And if I'm not mistaken, one was developed for the Army and the other was developed for the Navy, If I am not mistaken, I could be wrong. It's very hard to find information on this. These types of aircraft, alright. Yep, cannon sounds the same. And again, yeah, not that many rounds of cannon. So, yeah, this thing's not necessarily the best thing to take in historical battles. I just ran out of the cannon rounds. So, yeah. And it does look very similar, because they are related. This is a Grumman aircraft. So, yep, let's take this up. Uh-oh, yep, there we go. And here's the cockpit of the XP50. Also made by Grumman. Now, according to the least trustworthy source in the world, which would be Wikipedia, just because I haven't been able to really find anything else, well, I guess I could try the War Thunder one. Let's see, it says the Skyrocket was development for the Navy. So the XP50 is the Air Force version, I suppose. Developed from the XF5F Skyrocket program, which makes kind of sense if you look at the XF5F. Kind of looks less, you know, more primitive than this thing. Even though both were experimental aircraft. Let's see here. Now some of you are probably thinking, you know, Tony, why didn't you do your research before you did it? That's true. Should have done it. But I wasn't actually thinking of going into the history of it until I actually started making the video. Oh well, things to learn in the future. Oh, oops, track gear. So I can definitely tell this thing does turn a lot better than the other one. So it could be that it was just a different flight model, I'm not sure. But, yeah. Alright, let's go kamikaze into the carrier fleet over there. And end this right now. So, kamikaze, banzai, carrier banzai. That never gets old. Alrighty, so that is just basically a quick demonstration and of how you can find some of the premium aircraft in Dynamic Campaign. You do get some credits for Dynamic Campaign, and I highly suggest that you use it. And if you were to get the Pacific Campaign Pack, which is what you have to get this baby, the A6M5 Co., then you also received the Historical Campaign. Whoops, here we go. Historical Campaign for the War in the Pacific, which I highly recommend you play. It's a very interesting game, and you know, it comes with the airplane, and you can earn credits and research points. Not a lot. I mean, even in some of my worst arcade games, I get a lot more than that, but it still is something. And let's see, I can't really tell if it goes up. No, it looks like it's like a standard thing, but it does show you some of the historical battles. So if you're someone who likes playing realistic World War II games where you're you know, flying actual combat missions like, you know, historically were, then Historical Campaign and also Dynamic Campaign are very fun. Now, Historical Campaign is the pack that you pay for. Dynamic Campaign is free for everyone. And occasionally things like, oh, or was it? There was in the single missions? I believe it was in maybe single missions. Let's see here. Yeah, it was in single missions where they in one of these, let's see here, they had the Angel Flight mission, if I can find it. The hardest day. Here we go, hardest day. So some of these you will see if you go into the events. Generally, the events. Let's go out there. Here we go. Events, which gives you bonuses to usually gold. I mean, not gold. Excuse me. To Silver Lions, which is the Battle of Britain, the hardest day example. All of these, in general, come from. Unless it's one of the random maps, it generally comes like the Guardian Angel came from, I believe it was either the single missions or part of the dynamic campaign. So those are just two neat things to check out. And again, there are numerous aircraft, including some premium aircraft that are found in the dynamic campaign, which I highly suggest you try out. Because, you can actually test out that skyrocket and see, hey, is it really something I'm going to want to fly? And go through all the 10 missions. I believe there's 15, but you only have to do 10 of them in order to unlock it. I'm definitely going for the bomber, though, and I don't think that's in the any of the campaigns. So that's going to be it for this video. I know I dragged it on a little bit longer, but I like to experiment as I make these videos. And sometimes I actually test it before I make the video, and I still end up, like in this video, explaining things. Now, one thing to note again is when you are doing dynamic campaign, do remember that the aircraft tend to switch up. So if you're looking for a certain aircraft, sometimes you might have to queue it up 1 or 2 times. Let's see, for example, we're going back to 1941. Apply. And where we had the the Skyrocket, there's now a P-36 Hawk and the Skyrocket somewhere else. Let's see, PPY, Wellington. Not sure what Wellington's doing in Pearl Harbor, but oh well. Buffalo, whoops. So these aircraft do tend to change in the dynamic campaign, so you have to kind of like cycle through it. So let's see, the head-to-head for this one was the Hawk. Let's go back, try it again, see if it's still the that Hawk. There we go. Start. Apply. 1941, nothing's changed there. And, yep, see, now it's the P400. When it was the Hawk in 1941. There's a Buffalo now. PPY. So it does change every time. So sometimes you're just going to have to play with it until that aircraft pops up. But it will pop up eventually if you try it a number of times. So that's just to explain how dynamic campaign works. And you can, if you play around, you can also fix some of the settings. Like when we start, you can, like for example, mission start takeoff, takeoff and proceed to takeoff, or no takeoff airborne. You can pick some of the fuel and ammo loads, and so on and so forth. So it is a fun thing. Same as with the, I just will give an example of the missions here. So that is dynamic campaign, which essentially follows more historically accurate campaigns, but are going to be like single player missions, just like this. Jungle Cat. Again, now with the single missions, it has specific aircraft that you do fly. So, for example, in this example, you have Flying Fortress, and so on and so forth. Yamato's Death, flying as an Avenger. So these are very interesting games that are very interesting, very historical, very fun to play, and not necessarily fully historical. Because I don't remember there being an attack on Pearl Harbor in, when does this say, November 10th, 1941, and that was well before the attack. 4B7 enemy fire. Now, one of the interesting things historically during the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7th is that there were B-17s that were coming from the mainland that came later during the day after the attack, and they were actually shot down because the people in Pearl Harbor actually thought they were enemy aircraft. And so that was one of the more tragic events that occurred during Pearl Harbor, which is a very interesting thing. And hopefully, doing these campaigns, playing this game, has interested a lot of people into the history of the events and some of the, like, especially the historical campaign. The historical campaign for sure is more accurate than, say, dynamic or single missions, if I'm not mistaken. Single missions and dynamic might be more or less alternate history, where historical is more of the actual events as they happened kind of thing. Again, the first wave of the attack, and so on and so forth. So it's very interesting and very fun to play. And I've dragged this video long enough than I probably should have. I hope you found it interesting. Until next time, everyone, this is Tony for the XF5F channel, wishing you all a great day. And for now, I'm signing out. So catch you guys next time.